Hi everybody. I'll give you guys a second to get logged on and find me. I have to share this over into the creative page so everybody can see us anyway. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week so far. I am getting ready next week to run my annual BOGO sale, but for the first time ever, I'm going to be running it 100% online. Whoops, that's loud. I'm loud. 100% online. So I will share the link to the group, but I am not actually going to let anybody in until go time next Monday. And I'm unclear if I think it might be noon that I start on Monday. And it's going to go all the way through Thursday. First come, first serve. And what I'll do is I'll give everybody the link and you can apply to be in the group. And then Monday at noontime, I will click the button and approve everybody so that you guys all have equal chance of getting some of my gently loved items. Here, let me share this over. Give me 1 second. Creating with Celine. If you're not in my creative group, just send me a message after the live. If you do it right now, it might distract me. I'm easily distracted. Hi, Cheryl. See? Hi, Rhonda. Anyway, so that buy one get one free sale is going to start next Monday, and it's going to run through Thursday, and then on Friday I'm going to button everything up. So what happens is you'll go through, and right now there's like 100 items, but by then there'll be several hundred items, and they are my personal belongings, and I give them away for free with an equal order out of the online store. So you'll go in and you'll say, well, I want number 5 and number 70, and you marked the picture in the album with a comment that says pending. And then when you're all done shopping, you tell me what numbers are yours. I can send you the total, and then you do your online order. And then I'll send you an invoice so that I can ship you all of the retired products for free. Essentially, you just have to pay the shipping to you. And what I'll do is each person, depending on what you get, I will do my best to make sure that the shipping is inexpensive as possible. So, hi Robin. Hi Mary Jo. It's so good to see everybody. So, about an hour ago, I posted over in the creative page because I had nothing. I've been doing nothing but head down and pricing stamp sets and getting pictures taken so that BOGO can go live next week. And I was kind of at a complete loss as to what to present today. And someone mentioned that she was having trouble with one of the adhesives, and she would like me to go over adhesives today. And I, of course, can't just go over adhesive without making a project. So I cut up some stuff. I cut up some card bases and kind of got myself situated. And actually, I forgot to get myself another piece of shimmer white. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to start with this stamp set. It's the Posies Stamp Set. I showed it a few weeks back with a kit that we were doing. So I'm going to flip the camera, I'm going to grab a piece of paper, and I'm going to show you, like, I started kind of messing around with it because I wanted to see what it would look like stamped, and I obviously needed a, you'll see. Hang on, let me just flip it, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. It's way easier. Anyway, I'm just going to cover the camera so I don't make anybody dizzy. 1 second. So you can see here that I started to stamp with the Posies set, and sorry about the shake, it'll stop in a second. I stamped the leaf over, and that was even stamped off. I stamped it full strength over here to see what it would look like, and it stamped off, and it was just kind of okay. But we're gonna stamp a whole sheet now. I did a one sheet wonder with an 8.5 by 11 back in April. I don't know if it was on a live, but I used this as a template. So it just happened to be sitting out on my table, and I thought it would be good for what we need today. And this is that gorgeous Posies Stamp Set. It has 4 really great sentiments, and there's a kit that goes with it if you don't like to cut paper. It's awesome. And you can get the kit separately from the stamp set, so you can just get refills until you get tired of it, which could be a while when it's me, because I make a bazillion cards. Anyway, I thought it might be fun to just stamp a few random images. And I say random, but you'll notice that I'm making sort of a pattern here. And that's so that when I go to cut it apart, it's got that wallpaper look. I don't know if people still have wallpaper in their house, do they? I have wallpaper in my bedroom. It's actually really cute. But I don't know if it's definitely not a modern decor thing. I live in an older house, so that's definitely why. And I want to see, I'm just experimenting here with these floral centers. Oh, look, you could just like, there's no, you can just layer these up. And this is just the same color on the same color. This is petal pink. My friend Deb would say, Celine, I want that paper that's your color. I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you know, your color. I'm like, what color is that? But it's apparently petal pink. Too funny. Yeah, I mean, Kathleen said that she made 2 kits with the Posies. It is really one of those stamp sets that you can just go crazy for. And, you know, here I am with another random color. This is gray granite, and I'm just kind of filling in this sheet. It's kind of dark, isn't it? The granite. That's okay. We can... I think there's another gray under here. Yeah, look at... I brought Smoky Slate over too, because I thought that might be nice. So we can fill in with like a couple of grays. So you see where this is going. It's just a big sheet, and if I wanted to, I can put leaves off of these. And what I did before I went live was I stamped on a Post-it note and I trimmed one side. So then you just kind of have to find where it sits to cover the image. That's a neat trick, huh? I guess I should have did that before I went live. There it is. Okay, and I've got my little handle, and my handle is this, where the sticky is. And I didn't care for the gray granite with the leaf, but I'm gonna try the slate, because I think it's a lighter color, and just stamp right over it. And then when you lift, the leaves end up behind the flower. So I'm gonna go again with that leaf. It's kind of pretty, isn't it? So we'll just, so this is the masking technique. It's just a Post-it note. There's nothing fancy. Oh, look, dude, my leaf is out in the middle of the world there. That's all right, see? It's gonna be fine. And besides, this is like play scratch paper. So if something isn't working, when we cut into it, we can just omit that piece. It's fine. It's an embellishment opportunity. Oh my gosh, isn't that pretty? And I didn't really turn my stamp, so this should be the same. Hey Kim, great idea for today's live. I just wanted to have a things to stick down. Can't do a thing about adhesives if I don't have anything to stick, so I'm just kind of making something here real quick. I like doing stuff on the fly. Like, I have no rhyme or reason, and I have no idea where I'm going with this. So, other than I want to make a one-sheet wonder. They've been my go-to lately. Have you guys noticed? So far, I've posted 3 one-sheet wonders with that boho indigo, but I have about 6 more. They're just a lot to document, so thanks for being patient with me. I will get through all of them eventually, but I have to take breaks in between, because if I didn't, it would be crazy. I made 36 cards, and so far we've documented 11 of them. So let's just fill in a few more of these. And like I said, there's no rhyme or reason. I didn't like put leaves in a specific place, or even that one's kind of a mess, but whatever. Yeah, sunflowers, forever fern. It like, oh look, there's like little tree branches, so maybe that would go like better here. Rudolph's antlers, whatever. We'll just put a few. It's fine. It's gonna look good, and we'll like, it'll all blend in. Okay, so now we've got our stuff, and I'm gonna pull in a paper cutter real quick. And I'm going by my 1 sheet wonder, which is off to the side, and the first cut was 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. So this will be good because now I'll have some stuff to play with. So 4 3/4. I'm gonna go to the top for that because I did buy a ruler to extend this, but I haven't put it on my paper cutter yet. So 4 1/4 by 3 1/2 is the first piece. And then I'm gonna do the same thing again, 3 1/2. So that's just the first couple of strips off of that 1 sheet wonder. Pretty, huh? All right. And while we're at it, maybe I should cut a piece of gray granite to go with, huh? So 4 3/4, we'll go to 5 on this one. By 3 3/4. So I'm just going up a 1/4 inch. So there's no like fancy magic there. I just want a layer for that other layer that we just cut. Oh, gotta get my fingernails. Okay, Robin, enjoy your, Robin said she's going for a massage, lucky girl. Pretty. Okay, so adhesive. Let's talk adhesive. I've got a piece that I want to stick down, and actually I pre-cut a couple of card bases here, so I'm like 90% there with this Posy card. Isn't it pretty? It's pretty simple. This is the new Stampin Seal. I have already opened this one. Actually, this one looks like it's towards the end of its life. The dispenser actually comes with this little plastic thing, and somebody cursed me because I've already lost one. And I'll tell you, over our old adhesive, this one didn't have a cover and the new one does. The covers are interchangeable, and so are the containers. So these containers are the same whether you're using the Seal or the Seal Plus. So that you can put a Seal Plus in a regular Seal container, whatever, it doesn't matter. The long side goes on the bottom, and this piece isn't replaceable. So once you lose this, it's not something that's easy to travel with, you know. So let's see. We should probably open a new one because I want you to see some of this. So first of all, if you have one of the old Stampin' Up! Fast Fuse containers, my husband, smart guy, said, hey, the inside of that looks kind of familiar. And I said, why, yes, it does. So the first thing I want to do is show you that if you have an old Fast Fuse container, let's see. I'm not going to seal it back up, so I don't know why it has that resealable top, but we don't need it. It doesn't come with another protector for it, though, so really hoard those if you have a dispenser. But check this out. You ready? It fits. So the Seal and the Seal Plus fit the old Fast Fuse dispenser. If you have them, you can use them until you lose them. But what it doesn't have is the cover that comes with the Stampin' Up! One. So, or the new Stampin' Up! One. This is an old Stampin' Up! Product. But I am using the Seal in this dispenser right now. Isn't that cool? So this one is very comparable to our old snail adhesive. And I did have a couple of customers, well, actually I had one customer that had problems with it. And then I heard about a demonstrator who was doing a live demonstration and the whole thing came apart on her. So first of all, I'll tell you, it's a little bit like Fast Fuse in that you want to have the adhesive here sitting at the beginning, right? And then you can put your inches on, but if you go to the side like you did before or try to do the check mark, it doesn't work as well as if you pull back. So you want to put your adhesive on going all the way around like you normally would, and I always take a break. This came up last night we have a weekly Zoom chat, a crafty get-together, and somebody was saying, I keep running out of adhesive. And I said, well, are you putting big, long runways? And she said, yeah. And I said, well, it's a physics thing that if you have something that isn't sticking over here, these two do stick and it keeps it down. But if you put a big, long slather runway on, it's got a runway for it to lift up. So it's a physics thing, and I'm not a physics expert, but I can tell you it works a lot better when you do these little dots rather than the big long line, okay? So that's the seal. That's just the regular seal, and that one replaced the old snail, or some of you who have been around a while still call it mono. That's fine. But that's sticking that first layer down. Now, Seal Plus is a bit different. Seal Plus has a little bit more stick to it, and it just like the seal, it is way better if you don't go the old check mark thing or the off to the side thing. It is a totally different feel. You come down the street and then you lift back. So up and back is the motion for this. Up and back, up and back, up and back. Because if you go to the side, your adhesive may not be here when you start again. So the feel for this is an up and back motion. And you certainly don't need to go down the street on this one either, because this one has brakes, and I'm going to stand up to make sure that you can see. Has brakes every little bit, and it makes it super easy for the adhesive to come off the transfer sheet, okay? So we'll stick this onto our card base, and then we can move on to another adhesive. Oh, well, actually, I don't want to stick that on my card base yet. It's pretty and all, but it would be way prettier with a little bit of ribbon. So I'm gonna change my mind and stick this down after I do this. So I'm just going around the back so I can get my fingers on it. And I can stick it down here if I want, once I get the ribbon back there, but I don't want to stick it down and then realize ugh. So this one's stickier than the seal, but it's not as sticky as the old Fast Fuse. If you make a mistake and you're not doing this, you can still actually get it up off the card, which is nice. So I'm just gonna tie a quick bow by hand. Oh my God, gasp. She ties bows live. Hi, Laura. Good to see you, friend. Hi, Pat. Hi, Michelle. Bonnie Jones. Hello, everybody. Thanks for hanging out today with me. Okay, so I put the adhesive back on the back side. I stuck my ribbon to it, and now I can just trim this off, and I have a bow to match. This ribbon, my friend Liz Bailey would call it silver. It is definitely not granite because she doesn't like gray colors. Okay, so another adhesive is glue dots. And normally, I don't put any adhesive on my bows, but this bow is sort of flapping around on me a bit. And it is sort of tied in mid-air there. So I don't normally touch a glue dot, but this time I'm gonna use my super high tech device and stick it underneath. You can use your take your pick tool if you don't have nails, but I pay big bucks for these buddies, so I'm just gonna use what I've got on the table. And like then it's holding my knot in place so that I can do this. And there's still no adhesive showing on my ribbon, because sometimes if you put adhesive on the back, you get this look that looks like this, and you can tell that there's adhesive there. If you put the dot of adhesive behind where you can't see, it comes out way better. So that's just a little pet peeve thing of mine. Okay, so we did Seal, we did Seal Plus, and we did glue dots. By the way, I don't put these away in my drawer unless I have the box, because if they're floating around and they come undone and these little buggers stick to stuff, it'll be a mess in your drawer or on your floor, or in some cases on a carpet. They're delightful on a carpet. Okay, what's next? Oh, we should do something with dimensionals. These are solid adhesive sheets. It looks like a dimensional on both sides, and you can cut them up and use them. You can cut them with your Big Shot. You can stick a piece of paper to one side and die cut them, and then the other side is already puffy and already a dimensional. If you want to see these, I did them last week, and then we did it with letters and painted on top of them, and they were awesome. So that's easy enough. Hang on one second. I'm going to grab dimensionals. There are two kinds of dimensionals. There's the full size, and then there are the mini dimensionals. These full size dimensionals, I put these on everything. I put multiples. I coat the back of my stuff, because you don't want to have like something standing up here and then having one side sag over. Look at sagging over right now, and saggy anything in life, saggy is not good. So I use dimensionals like crazy. In tight little areas, it's nice to have one package of these mini dimensionals, but you get so many in a package. I would say like one package will last you a very long time, even if you're at like making cards every day craft level. You can see these have been hanging out in my drawer a little bit, and one of them got exposed. They're ultra sticky. But like, see how tiny they are? They're perfect for getting into little spots. Now, you can also take your scissors and trim the big ones down. So if you only have these, it's going to be fine. But don't peel the stuff off and make them sticky. Trim them first, then peel the sides off. That way you're not going to make your scissors sticky. I know, it's the little things. So I'm going to come in and I'll clean this after. Grab just a sentiment so that we have something to put as a focal point. And I had these circles hanging out. I think it's a 1 3/4. Sometimes when I'm doing die cuts, I'll cut a few extra in case someone in class needs an extra piece of paper. This circle could really be a little bit smaller for that sentiment, but we're just gonna run with it. You know what we can do? We can put another edge on it. Don't do this at home, kids. It'll put a gray granite little stripe around the edge without adding another piece of paper. Here, let me see if I can show you better. It just added a little color there. And while that dries up, I'll locate the dimensionals that I just put down. Hello. Where'd they go? Well, I guess we're going to use minis. That's special. Oh, whatever. It always happens when you're live. But I wanted to be able to show you a few different ways to use them, and it's way easier to show you. So the thing is with these little mini ones is if you have a big area, oh duh. Thank you very much. There's the other dimensionals. Here we go. Oh, good, Kim. I'm glad that it cleared it up. Well, I think it's just like getting a feel for the new stuff, you know. If we're used to the old kind, it's easy to still do the flick to the side. All right, so we have a mismatch here. It's fine. They're all the same height, so it doesn't matter. And, you know, even though I use a bazillion of these on the back, you don't have to peel them all off. You just need them for the stick, so maybe 3 can come off the back. and then we can adhere this onto our base. And I'm gonna stick this down under the ribbon a little because it's so big. There. So we made a quick card, and we showed glue dots, dimensionals, seal, and seal plus. We talked about the adhesive sheets that you can run through the Big Shot, but those are not the only ones. So if you have a die cutting machine, these are also sheets, and these ones are flat. I think these are number 1 on the adhesive page. These, you peel back the 2-inch piece and stick it to whatever it is you want to cut out. Then you make sure that the die sits on the piece that has the paper, and you cut it out so you can see through the paper, and then you can make it any shape you want. We did, I had a retreat a couple of weeks ago, and we made bags with these, and we used white letters on navy blue paper, and we put daisies on them. They were so pretty. But they're so easy to use, and they're in 2x12. So I put these right on the paper cutter. Well, they come 6x12, so I've already used a 2-inch strip off of this one. You can cut them down to card size. You can cut and just use a little piece. You don't have to use the whole section. So just cut down and use the piece that you need, and then you can run it through the Big Shot, and that's awfully fun. Let's see what else. We also have this stuff. This is a fine tip glue pen. And this is fun for different reasons. So first of all, sometimes the tips get stopped up. And this is a little hole where the adhesive comes out, and then there's a pin. When you're all done, it's very important for you to feed the pin back down into the hole so that it doesn't get jammed up. You can do that easiest by putting your finger on this, and then that's the way I always find it, and then kind of push it back down, because if I relied on my eyesight at this point, it wouldn't work. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to do it visually, and that's not working. See, it works better when you kind of feel it with your fingers. If you do get jammed up and your adhesive ends up sticking, what I do is I take this part off and I stick a push pin down in the hole, and I get the goober out, and usually that clears out any issues. This stuff is pretty awesome. This is for, like, you can use it for adhering things like sequins, or you can use it to make things shiny, like a drink. Actually, if you hang on one second, I'll get a paintbrush. I really could use a cup of water. Maybe I can get my my handsome assistant to bring me a glass of water. Hey, honey, can you bring me a water in like a paper cup? Yes, something throwaway. So to show this, I need I want like a paintbrush. So I'm just pulling out. So how old is this? We got a Stampin' Up paintbrush. Isn't that funny? I like these brushes because they're acrylic and they're really super soft. And you can use these to make things shiny. So let's pretend that you are working with a stamp that has, say, a martini glass. And you want to make the martini glass shiny. You would start off to the side and put a little of this on your paper. And by the way, don't leave it open. Like, put the cover back on right away, because that's when this stuff will dry inside the little clear tube, and then you can't get it back in. Thank you. Is it full to the top?
Not full to the top, but it's good enough.
Oh, I'm gonna drink it.
Just add a cup of water. But I got you. In a what do you call it? Cup.
Dude, it's important to hydrate when you're crafting.
You got Elsa on there.
Yeah, see, isn't that awesome? Okay, so we're gonna pretend that I had a glass here. Oh my God. I just chugged that. I don't usually drink water fast and it's cold. So we're gonna pretend that there's a glass there, and I'm gonna just paint this on in a super thin layer. And actually, I want a different brush because that brush is so fat. I want something with a little bit more detail. So for a little tiny martini glass, we'd need like a little brush, so we'll get defined, but that's still a nice soft acrylic brush. And it's good to have the water on the table so that you can, but you don't need a full glass. Chug, chug, that's so funny. Come on, you can laugh. You know you think it's funny. All right, so there's my martini glass, and we're just gonna finish it off at the bottom here. In case you were wondering, yes, I went to art school. Okay, so when that dries, then I can go back in and paint another layer. But here's the deal. This stuff is water-based, so when you go to paint with it, if you get it too goopy off the bat, it's gonna, here, let me see, if you get it too goopy off the bat, it's gonna like lift the color out, so it's water-based. So you gotta be careful to get the first layer on super flat. I'm just gonna do a section. And again, when I put this on my scratch paper, I can go back to the martini glass after. So you do a super flat layer a couple of times. Woo! Here, let me flip the table over. I got like glue all over me. Hang on. That's awesome. Now I might need to go to the other room. I should have had a paper towel. This stuff is messy. It's fine though. It's not as bad as it looks right now. That's funny. Remember that time I was live and I wrapped myself in ribbon? Oh, it was so special. Here we go. Oh yeah, that's way better. Water-based. Okay. If my nail lady Chrissy is watching, I'm gonna need new nails tomorrow. So this is completely flat. And I am getting it on. So I can finish these cards later and it's no longer glue. So you can use it to put things on like sequins or you can use it to like make things shiny and have like a shiny top on them. So look at this, isn't that pretty? So now that I've got the line drawn in and it's sort of sealed, we're gonna pretend that it's completely dry. I'm gonna put that off to the side. Yep, you know it. Oh, there's glue all over the side of the bottle. Then once it's completely dry, this is so funny, I'm glued. Then you can really fill it in, but you wanna make sure that you seal the first bit. And you see how there's a bubble? You definitely wanna get rid of the bubbles because it'll dry like that. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, we can put this right up at the top of the list of funny videos. Oh my gosh. Awesome. So you get the idea anyway. Woo. And you can go in and just fix it if you need to. So I'm going to try to shut my phone off without gluing myself to it. And then I'm gonna clean up the table. But that is Adhesives. And this one's a little messy, but it is really fun to work with. And I would recommend having paper towels out when you're working with it and a cup of water so you can clean your brushes right away, because that way they're ready to use again. So anyway, that's it for this week. Watch next week for BOGO. Hundreds of my things I'm putting out for free with an equal order. You just have to pay the shipping to you and you can have my stuff. So it's a pretty awesome deal. I'll see you guys next week.